It's us.
Yay!
Yay! Good evening, Mistwalkers. Welcome to the season 1 wrap up. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! I didn't really have a plan for this, so Lisa, please.
Hello. If you've not watched Tales from the Mist before, we're a spooky Ravenloft campaign over on the D&D channel Friday nights, and last night we just had our finale. I'm seeing in the chat that we have a lot of Mistwalkers, both folks who watch the show and folks who've guested on it before. So, hi friends! Today is just kind of like a nice laid-back break from gaming for the Uncaged live stream. We're just going to chat about Season 1 a little bit. TK has gathered a bunch of the questions that you all have been asking. And as we're chatting, we might not have some of the game incentives for donating, but Uncaged is raising money for RAIN, the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization. So highly, highly encourage, if you're watching this on the Non-Toxic Gaming channel, there are links down below for how to donate. So donate, help us smash goal number 2, $2,000. Super appreciated. Now I'm going to pass it along back. I'm going to throw it, wind up, and throw back to TK with questions.
Like how Ashley was like, denied.
That was a throw. Not like a smack it out.
Get out of the air.
My goodness, that was a throw.
We could do sports and play D&D.
Well, okay. All right. So I have curated several of your questions from Twitter and from Discord. But if you have questions for us that you want to put in Twitch, just put question in all caps in front of them. And their mod Jack can send them to me in a DM.
Oh, I guess before we should get started, I guess if it's not obvious, if you've not watched Tales from the Mist and you're watching this on like the D&D YouTube later,
That's a good point.
Spoiler alerts. So many spoiler alerts. Go to talesfromthemist.com and watch all of season 1 and then come back and watch this video.
We should talk about the reason for this charity live stream too, just a little bit. Just so that people know that this is supporting RAIN. So after we're done, you should stick around and watch some really cool games. They'll be great. And you can take part in those raffles and donate and buy some great stuff for the adventurers or buy some less great stuff for the adventurers. I don't know. I don't have to DM anything till tomorrow morning. So
live your bliss.
Yeah.
That's TK's motto, right?
Yeah, you're all beautiful, beautiful creatures. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the cast some questions. Are we ready?
Never.
Yay. All right.
Never stopped you before.
I'll remember this.
Oh no.
TK will remember this.
TK will remember this.
All right. So first question from the Twitters. This one is from Blind Dingo. What was the most surprising / startling thing that happened for your characters?
Ooh, for your own personal character, like your character? Okay. It's hard. The most startling thing in general was the reveal at the end of the finale that Vargas has had a secret identity this whole time, but
What?
Mercy doesn't know that yet, and it's not about Mercy.
It's almost as though like everybody in Mercy's life has been steadily lying to her every single day.
The past 24 hours, all the people I hold most dear have lied to me.
I guess I'm not one
And
of those
also to
people.
Mercy.
Most startling for Vasily is that every plan that she concocted over the course of the season failed horribly. So that was pretty shocking for her.
Is it
Just kidding, she hates herself. It was
Oh no.
gosh, I don't know. Like most startling in character, right? Not like for us as players.
You know what? Yeah, let's say that thing that happened for your characters. Yeah, let's say in character.
In character, okay. It wouldn't have been that because literally she knows that she sucks.
Garbage person.
Yeah. Uh,
I think for Mercy in character, probably the most shocking thing to happen was when Vasily cast suggestion on her. Because honestly, even the lies Mercy could get over pretty quickly.
Mhm.
But why are you taking notes, TK?
I'm not. I'm just moving things on my desk. Can I clean my desk?
I'm just moving a pen on paper on my desk. Like,
I think Mercy trusts Vasily more than anyone else in the party, trusts her with her life. But Vasily, not just even like lying, but trying to control Mercy instead of just talking to her about it and explaining herself, has changed how Mercy feels about her. Even if then like the fear of losing Vasily is kind of making her oscillate back, I do think that's going to come back to haunt them.
Yeah, probably in the form of like a dark powers check or something.
yeah, I feel like I have multiple of those to do. I feel like that probably shocked Vasily too, because she didn't want to do it. It's just you weren't listening. Mercy wasn't listening. And
Well, you could have just told the truth.
no.
Why?
No, because there's a lot of baggage with all this, okay?
Yeah, it's
Like,
almost
sit
as
down and
though
have a
when you
talk.
try to control other sentient beings, it immediately backfires.
I'm just saying, you weren't listening. I had to keep you safe. I panicked.
I'm not a child. I'm your friend.
I mean, do you know that?
You're
though?
small and adorable. You don't listen to me.
Oh no, this got really dramatic. Really
Yeah.
All
fast.
of Vasily's children. That's why she keeps making more.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
Actually, I stopped after a certain point. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
okay.
So,
Glad you learned your lesson.
I did. It just took quite a few times. So.
What about Constantina? Anything that was the most surprising or startling for you?
Yeah, there was quite a bit. I think that, I mean, obviously the lycanthropy was quite a change for her because it signified a few things. Being kind of not an advocate, I guess, but understanding more about wolf wares and kind of lycanthropic creatures in general, just through Juniper and Yarrow, and it was kind of already changing her mind about that kind of those kinds of creatures, because there's a lot of I don't know, there's just this kind of not very kind disposition to them already. So she was already now it's just interesting that she's going to experience life like that as like in that group, and she was not really expecting that. And also just I mean, not to sound like totally sad, but she thought that she had friends, and she was really looking forward to building these relationships with Vasily and Mercy and Vargas. And I think she's always been very quick to trust people, which we've seen time and time again throughout the season. And that's definitely something's kind of switched within her. It's not that she's not trusting, but she definitely is a little jaded, just not being so quick to trust people.
Is it
now.
because Vasily gave you a trick potion and now you don't trust me?
Well,
all right,
it's
all right. I
What
thought
the heck, Vasily?
interview and not drag Vasily all night. Okay, like
Okay, we this is a secret intervention. I'm sorry to tell you, Kayla.
Surprise!
It's not that she doesn't actually. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see how she interacts with Vasily, because it's not like at first she was very angry, like immediately, like when she found herself in the mist before she talked to Destiny. There was a lot of anger there, and that's kind of her normal response, is to feel angry, to be quick to kind of burn. And I think now she realizes that there's other ways to kind of process things. So it's not so much that she doesn't that she's hateful toward Vasily. It's just that she realizes that people are dangerous, and that trusting people is dangerous. And she hasn't really ever had that experience. And she just knows that to do the things that she wants to do, to accomplish what she wants to accomplish in her life, she needs to be a little bit smarter. So it kind of it's not so much where it's coming from like a vindictive place, like, no, I'm a monster, I'm going to kill her. It's just like, well, I mean, she kind of feels responsibility. Like, it's partly my fault that I was so quick to just believe that people I've only spent a couple days with, like, had my best interests at heart. Like, only really my family can do that for me. So we'll see. I mean, she still has an open heart and is really eager to find friends and find love, but she's
Right.
like, I'm going to be a little slower to that.
Yeah.
I have kept track of our long rests. And so we don't know how long in our session zeros that Vasily, Mercy, and Constantina spent together, but we have known Vargas for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've known Vargas for about 3 days, and you knew Constantina for, I believe, a week prior to meeting Vargas. So you meet Constantina for one session 0. A week later, you met Vargas for the second season or session 0, and then immediately into episode 1 was the same night you met Vargas.
That
This
makes
is a
Within
really
3 hours of knowing Vargas.
Wow.
I mean, we've also spent like every moment since that time though, like together, and we've like fought beside each other. I feel like that kind of like kind of bonds you quickly, but we also haven't had a lot of time to have like these deep discussions about our lives. Like we don't really know anything about each other's families, and there's a lot that we're still strangers. But I mean, and Constantina's never traveled with other people before, so I think that by doing that, she assumed that it was like traveling with her family or her clan. That we're friends now. We're linked through our travel through the mist. That's like kind of a spiritual experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You've made and broken these bonds over the length of a long weekend.
Whoops.
Yeah.
It's like a Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Essentially the length of the
Memorialize.
Thor movie.
Oh, how pleasant.
Yeah. It was over like 3 days. Great time. Let's move on to the second question. This is another Twitter question from JRBJ. I believe you know them. Ashley, I called you Constantina because it's in your nameplate.
Close enough.
John. Questions for everyone. This is a very DM question. What are your favorite things in season 1 that you felt you didn't get enough time with and that you would like to see more of or explore in season 2?
I don't know if I necessarily need this to come up in season 2, but I really, really wanted the Azure Pinafore to be a thing.
Oh my gosh. It will be, I promise. Next time, go to.
And then something we talked about that I didn't actually end up finding an opportunity or remembering to do in season 1 was that we all liked the idea that Mercy had a photography hobby and she liked to try to take pictures of ghosts just to prove to other people that she can see them. And I just forgot every time a ghost showed up. So I want to try to, if her camera's not waterlogged, I want to try to remember to do that in season 2.
And nobody actually knows that you can see ghosts either in the group, except for Vargas. He's the only one I believe that you've talked to about it.
I think Vasily
Vasily probably.
Well, and
knows.
Vasily, BFF. Okay, nobody except for
Just Constantina.
Left
I have
out
secrets.
per usual.
No, it's fine.
I'm just like the fourth wheel here.
Oh my
No,
God.
it's fine. I wonder if Mercy's going to ask Constantina how long she's been able to transform into a giant dog.
I want to know that.
Let's
too.
have a good. Yeah, I'm excited to have that conversation with Mercy.
Yeah, let's get all the lies by omission out there. What about you, Kayla?
One thing that I really was sad that I didn't get the opportunity to do was after my tryst with Vargas, where I threatened him and then he saw my book.
Tryst is not the word I'd use.
Okay, whatever. I really
There
wanted,
was some smooching there.
I really wanted to, before even knowing anything about Thaddeus, I told TK, I was like, is he the type of guy who I could pay to dig up shit on Vargas? And TK was like, maybe. And
That's like, yeah, we had already formed this, like, from the beginning, Vargas had somebody following him that knew his deep past. That was the whole point of, like, the note in his pocket that you guys see in episode 5 or 6.
Oh, I totally forgot about that creepy
Yeah.
note.
Thaddeus left it.
yeah, and it was just funny because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have this conversation with him and I'm gonna pay this rogue to get me some shit on Vargas. And then immediately the party split and everything went to hell. So I didn't get the opportunity to do that. And I really wish I could have been like, dude, get me some dirt. And I wish I could have known what Thaddeus would have told me.
Okay.
That was such a cool, like, because I want something on Vargas because he has
you do.
really big, shut up. He has some really big
Yeah.
things against me. Like, he knows some big secrets. Stop being gross.
I didn't say anything.
I like the gross. Continue. I'm sorry.
PG-13 stream.
I have all my secret Tales fan fiction. So.
Yeah. Uncaged After Dark.
Oh. Don't even say that because our group will start another project.
No.
That's how Uncaged projects happen.
I know. My Discord is exploding. I'm just like, oh, you guys don't sleep. Oh no.
Nope.
Jeez. Had to go do not disturb because it would just be like ping 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 on the side of the screen. Constantina, Ashley, anything that you wanted to explore in season 1 that you
I would have
learned?
Sure. I would have liked to do more like songwriting or performing. I don't feel like I would love for Constantine to have some like epic performance moment. I think in our session 0, she just despite the refusal of the tavern owner, just stood up on a table and started playing her violin for the patrons, and that was really fun. So I would love for her to have like another chance to perform in front of an audience. And I don't know if that would be related to Matchbook Menagerie events, but she's very eager to reconvene with her compatriots in that organization. So I'm just excited about potential for her to just do more art, because I mean that's what sources her power is, music and art, and a passion for that, and along with her kind of political endeavors. So it would have been. I mean, I think that this season was so good for her to really to have her political ideals challenged, and I think she's approaching politics a little bit differently from now on. But that's still like so intrinsic to who she is. So any opportunity to delve into that is fun for me.
That's cool. I like that. All right. So 3rd Twitter question from Mean Jates: where do your characters fall on the goth prep nerd jock axis?
Oh my god. This is hard.
We're all on the goth side, right? But it's like how far down the goth side we are.
Yeah.
So like the x-axis is prep to goth.
Yeah.
So let's like rank the 3. It's like Vasily is probably like all goth.
No, I'm goth nerd.
Goth nerd.
No. Well, but then the y-axis.
Oh.
So I'm just talking x-axis.
Yeah, sorry. Got ahead of myself.
Vasily's the most goth.
Yeah.
And where would we put Vargas?
Vargas is most goth after Vasily, definitely, because Hadil describes Vargas as like a goth Mr. Darcy. And Mr. Darcy's already pretty.
Would date.
Yeah, or like a goth like Jareth.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely would date.
I feel like Jareth is already kind of goth.
Yeah, see, but like Jareth's like a romantic, like fantasy type goth, whereas like Mr. Darcy is obviously like more Regency Tea Party goth.
Sure.
They could both be vampires. That's what I'm saying. Easily.
Then Mercy, maybe? I know I'm a sweetheart, but I also ritually sacrifice people.
Yeah, I would say Constantine is the least goth, as we saw with the Vistani Disneyland that she loved and everyone hated.
I've never been in a group where I'm the least goth. This is amazing. But I'll take it. I think she's like goth nerd for sure. I think that, I feel like the Vistana are part of the gothic horror atmosphere in their own way, but it's flavored a little differently. It's not so much, there's definitely, I think, something sinister about a lot of Vistana culture, but it's not quite, I don't know, it's not quite the same. I think Constantina is not a brooding, well, now she's a little brooding, but she's not really as brooding as the rest of you.
Soon Constantina will be the most goth.
Oh yeah, that's my season 2 arc.
Yeah.
I think Vasily's definitely as far down the goth nerd diagonal as one can be.
I would say of all of you, Vasily is like the most like corporate goth. Like she's like high neck, pencil skirts.
Yep.
Briefcase full of
lab coat.
Who knows what's. Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, that's
thick
very cute.
Glasses, black lipstick. It's very, very corporate goth.
Yep. Agreed.
So I would never describe myself, Lisa, as on the jock axis at all. But I think of everyone, maybe Mercy would be.
Well, Mercy was on an athletic team, wasn't she?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. She was on the Darkon Academy's Broom Brigade, which is
my God.
basically like Goth Quidditch.
Yep,
Yeah.
Goth Quidditch.
I love
Yep. Yeah, she was in a sorority, and she was on an athletic team, and it was very cool. She had a uniform. Describe the uniform, because you told me what the uniform looked like. It was so cute.
Oh, I forget now, but it was, I don't remember.
I know you said it was
Sorry.
was it black and red or black and gold?
I think we may have said black and red, but I'm going to change it now, and it's black and gold. It's actually the colors of the Uncaged overlay around us.
That was intentional. You're welcome.
I love it.
And if you look up Broom Brigade, I actually don't know what Broom Brigades really were.
They were like drill teams.
So yeah, but with brooms.
Yeah, because women weren't allowed to practice drills with rifles at the time, so they used brooms instead.
Just silly, but their uniforms were really cool, and they had like military stripes on them. But they were dresses. It was thanks, Jack. He put the link in the chat.
Thanks.
But that's what her Broom Brigade uniform looks like.
Let's say I actually recorded down. I wrote down in our notes where you told me what the name of the Broom Brigade team was.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah.
gotta know.
You got sorority sisters, captain of the Broom Brigade. Oh no, maybe I didn't write it.
I don't
down.
think I made the name, but in my first campaign where I played Mercy, we joked there was a basketball team at Darkon, and they were the Darkon Deads.
that was what you.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Then Mercy
that
was
is
on the Darkon Deads.
Yeah, and you even know who the captain of the Broom Brigade is, and and what's the name of your sorority?
Hold on, I have all of this written down.
Oh,
Too.
I have it on my character sheet.
Yeah.
School sorority. It's Chi Xi Wow.
Yeah, that's
Which
right.
is some Greek version of essentially 666.
This is so good.
And I'll say the names in case they come up, so that the people watching will be like, "Oh, that we know that name from the wrap up."
Mhm.
Names of people from Mercy's past are Prudence Beck and Amity Beck, who are twins. And Prudence was captain of the Broom Brigade. They were both super smart and were at the academy on scholarship. And then also on the Broom Brigade, or also from Mercy's school, is Ingrid Wagner, who's the president of the Tiefling sorority that she's in.
These are the best names. I feel like Prudence is like a weirdly like gothic name because it's like a cute old lady name.
Yeah.
That's like gothic now.
I will also say that you have mentioned them on stream before, and whoever goes back and watches the show in full will know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mercy
you have
has
mentioned
mentioned those names.
So they should definitely. Oh, I love that song, Jack. It's a good song. Dear Prudence, good song. Okay, next question from Twitter. Wait, did we finish that one? We don't have time. Sorry,
We did.
realistically, we don't have time. Author Brain says this has become my standard silly question. What's the characters' hype songs?
Oh, like their favorite songs? Because we picked that. You had us pick a song that they liked the most or represented them the most.
I think in this case, it's like what gets them like amped in the morning, like
Same thing for Vasily. It's fucking the Smiths, like for sure. Which one did I
Same
pick?
thing for Mercy, and I'm forgetting which one it was, but it is Symphony by Tchaikovsky.
Mine was Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now by the Smiths.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh
I
my
just-
god, Vasily!
I'm just imagining Vasily like sadly brushing her teeth
Oh,
and
for
like
sure.
hyping up in the mirror,
Yep.
emo dancing. Perfect. What about you, Constantina?
Gosh, there's so many songs that I feel like really work for her. Definitely anything by Gogol Bordello. I think that's like totally the flavor of Constantina.
Start wearing purple.
Yeah, the song that I have on her playlist is Tribal Connection, and there's so many of the lyrics there that just really speak to her, but it's not quite as like exciting as Start Wearing Purple. And there's also a song called The Fire by Bishop Briggs. She's like a singer, and it's very, I don't know, that always kind of reminded me of Constantina, and it's very much like, it's very rhythmic, and I don't know, it's kind of a powerful song. So I feel like anything that has a reference to fire in like kind of a metaphorical way is very much a Constantina song. And there's a lot of songs like that, as Spotify keeps recommending to me. But yeah, probably Go Go Bordello. I just feel like that like Eastern European punk like vibe is very much her.
Yeah.
I love it. Perfect.
Oh, I've got another one for Vasily.
Go ahead.
So it's either Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now by the Smiths or Why Can't I Be You by The Cure.
Oh, yeah.
Why that one?
What?
Why that one, Vasily? Am I allowed to ask a question yet, or is that later?
You know what? You can ask a question right now. You've been
So
very
I really want to know what Vasily's mist vision was all about. Was I in a tube? I'm confused.
Okay, I'll go into this to a point because there's still a couple things that haven't been revealed about Vasily that Vargas, I guess, knows, but nobody else does. But Vasily absolutely hates herself. When she made her children, she made them obviously in her image, and she thinks that's why they're all failures because they're made after her. But when she met Mercy, she met someone who could do magic and do it easily and didn't have to work for it and didn't have to make things and didn't have to try and didn't have to fail and was a good person and was liked by people. And Vasily, meanwhile, is like squatting in a house on your campus and everybody thinks she's awful and scary. So
Not true. I like you.
Well, she is awful. She is awful. And so she just met Mercy and was like, I could probably implant my consciousness into this body at some point and, you know,
that's a normal healthy
be a better person and be good. But then she started to really like Mercy once she got to know her. So that changed.
When would you say that changed?
Really early on in the season, actually. Like way earlier than I thought it would be.
In this season? Not even like in our past history together?
I feel like it was, I feel like it was our session 0. Like when you helped.
Is it because I'm yelling at you?
No. It was like after we did the little closet adventure where, you know, I was being like, I guess that's when we didn't record. It was a session 0 where there was a festival and it opened up a portal to a demi-plane of dread right in my closet. And Mercy and I was like, hey, Mercy, go in there. It's going to be great because I was being a little shithead. And Mercy went in and I went in too and then ended up screwing everything up like I do. But, you know, the fact that you helped and you were so ready to help, that really like kickstarted that change.
My favorite
after we met, but when we first met, and because she knew about you before you guys met, because she's been at that school for a while.
Stalking me?
What?
Okay.
Define stalking.
Yeah, define stalking. Because
following me. Do you have notebooks about what I do?
Well, she knows what your blood smells like.
Yeah. But, you know, that wasn't when she had completely changed her mind, but it was when it had, like, the seed had been implanted, and then a few more episodes, and she was just like, she just didn't want to do it anymore, but hadn't totally thought about it. And then, of course, she obviously kept trying to save you, but her intentions for saving you from her children were just to preserve you for a while, and just to make sure you weren't damaged.
Okay, well, you're lucky Mercy's not here.
She doesn't feel that way now. But yeah,
she doesn't feel this way after the finale. I mean,
yeah,
she's grown.
She's grown and she's changed. She's changed a lot. But yeah, I mean, I would say it wasn't like for certain of session 0, but that's when it had started to. She was like, actually, I really like this person. And then
be a shame if something were to happen.
Yeah. So it's like one of those things where you're very convinced your intentions, like saving you or preserving you was for that reason, because Vasily was so convinced for so long that's what she wanted. But then before she knew it, before she really realized what was happening, her intentions had changed.
Okay. I don't know if I feel way better about that, but I can separate player feelings and character feelings. Oh, can't be unheard. One last thing before we move on to questions. One of my favorite parts of that session 0, which we've brought up a few times in season 1, is that when the closet door was like, I don't know, glowing or rattling or whatever it was that brought us to like open it and go into the demi-plane of dread. Vasily was trying to convince Mercy to go through first and said, I always have your back.
Yeah.
And then we described like flashbacks of Mercy to like every time Vasily had says that. And it's like Mercy tied up in a ritual circle with Vasily saying, we always have your back, and that sort of thing. And then you pushed me through the closet.
That's true. But what I like is that we've said this Vasily always has your back thing several times in the season, and in the finale, Mercy says it to Vasily that she always has Vasily's back, and I was like, ooh, fireball!
Sweet.
Must end this. Okay. All right, so going into Discord. More Discord questions. Oh, no. Now we're in Discord questions. So PSE and TTRPGs says, blessed boy. Favorite/least favorite NPCs. I will limit NPCs to non-guests.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're kind of PCs. Like
that's true.
It's complicated.
Ooh, I know mine.
Go ahead.
Favorite is Acreal, because you and I hate the way you intentionally targeted her at us by basically describing us. You mean?
And then you like all loved her.
I
was
know.
like,
I did not make that connection, and now I felt so conceited because
I felt
our beautiful brunettes. I was like, well, we were like totally fawning over Acreal and how beautiful she was.
Yeah, but when you think about it, yes, she's you, but she's also each other. Like you're friends. So
that's true.
Yeah, you don't have to be conceited. You could just be in love with your friends.
Well, that is very true.
My least favorite is everyone else, because you made them talk to me and they were annoying, and you did it on purpose. You made them awful, like all of them.
You're right. Well, not all of them. You did choose to attribute awfulness to some of them.
No, the worst is definitely the Meister singer, right? I wasn't even there for that episode.
Yeah, that guy sucked.
Yeah, but Adonis, he's
He's like 13.
Go home, Adonis. Nobody wants to babysit you. Gee.
Oh my gosh. His dad was murdered.
Not by me.
Not by me.
True. Not by either one of you.
I love Ruza. I feel like I kind of projected a lot of expectations onto. I don't think I realized at first that Ruza was supposed to be like a teenager. And I'm like, here, run this whole political operation while I run off in the catacombs to get the crown. But I don't know. I really enjoyed like all the interactions that I had with Ruza, and it was also fun. And I liked all the other Vistana characters because they had total reason to not like Constantina. She does not always make a very good first impression, and it was also just fun for her to meet Vistana from other Vistana clans, because everyone is so different. And she really believes in wanting to, protect her people and wants to see them flourish. But it was kind of a good reality check. But yeah, I love little Ruza. I'm hoping that if we ever meet up again, she's like the commander of the Matchbook Menagerie at that point.
Yeah,
she's
totally.
So cute.
I know. I just love it because she's like, I don't know. I felt like such a jerk because Ashley didn't realize that she was as young as she was. But that's kind of how Constantina acts. Like, she doesn't really think about that kind of stuff. Like, she's like, well, why wouldn't Ruza's in the Matchbook Menagerie? Why wouldn't she be capable of doing this? And so that was fun.
Yeah, you will see Ruza again.
Oh, I hope that's a good.
I will tell you that.
Will we see Chad again?
No.
Oh, thank God.
You might see Chad's cousin.
Oh no.
Brad.
Chris. Brad is way better.
Did you have a favorite, Lisa?
Gosh, I really liked Bertolt. Although Bertolt's personality and voice changed, I feel like midway through the season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Guess who doesn't rewatch episodes to remember what voices are? I was like, granted, his personality changed because you agreed to help him with his wife.
Okay.
Yeah, that was intentional. The voice, I just forgot what he sounded like. And I'm lazy. All right, least favorites.
Definitely the Meister Singer. He just represented everything that Constantina hates, and it was fun. I mean, she's not happy that well, I don't know if she's not unhappy that he died, but I mean, she just doesn't understand what happened. So she's like, and she doesn't wish violence upon people, but he was horrible, and everything about Harmonia ended up being totally horrible. And he represented all of that. Plus he ate chicken like a gross ass person. So that was like obscene.
Yeah, I know. Anyone else besides the Meister Singer?
Besides the Meister Singer? I don't know if I can say Chad because I get so much joy out of hating Chad.
Yeah, it's true. And if anything else, at least Chad respected your boundaries as you were trying to.
I was not expecting that, and it made it hard to kill him.
That boy has like a 4 intelligence.
Oh, do my children count as NPCs? Because there may be.
Yeah, they count. Okay, children faves.
It's like Meister Singer and then like Vasily's kids.
Okay, least faves also children. I'll just.
I don't know if Constantina.
You haven't even met them all yet.
I know.
Say that.
I don't think she knows that they're your like children. She doesn't know all that for sure yet. So this is mostly just Ashley.
Yeah. Mildly related for Discord, Guillermo asked a piggyback question to that, which was, who's your favorite NPC and why is it Kristoff? We're just going to jump over that because I don't think we need a reason. Okay.
Shall we do a cover reveal real quick?
Yes!
Yeah!
Yay!
Uncaged.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
So we have our Uncaged Volume 2 cover reveal to share with you all as a thanks for joining our stream and contributing to our fundraiser. So I'm supposed to kind of cue our awesome tech person to cue up that cover reveal. Our cover is by Samantha Darcy, and it features a creature from Slavic mythology, which I think actually fits well since Ravenloft has a lot of kind of Slavic.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I see it. I see it on the stream now. Oh, it's beautiful.
So this is our Rusalka. So Rusalka is they're like women who lurk in bodies of water. So they're kind of siren-esque, but they're like women who have like drowned in water and like kind of continue to haunt. Yeah, they're really, really interesting. And we have a lot of Slavic inspired pieces in this volume. So that'll be, it's always fun to kind of sync the cover art to what's inside. Yeah.
The brows are so good.
I know Samantha did an incredible job. They are very on fleek. We actually went through a few iterations of this concept. So I just absolutely love what Sam came up with for this version. She's just really beautiful and but also, I mean, I love the look in her eyes. It's our Medusa for volume 1 was very like kind of fierce and challenging. And I think that Rusalka also kind of evokes that, but in a much different way. And I think it's really cool just to see how that comes across in these different characters. So yeah, she's so beautiful. I love her. Can't wait to look at her face for the next like year.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
This is so wonderful. I can't wait.
And
Fun fact.
Sam is in the chat, so be sure to shower Samantha with praise and affection because she deserves it. And also because I was like, well, okay, why don't we do this one little thing? And Sam was always very amenable to all my ideas, even though she's a brilliant artist and doesn't even need me to ever say anything. So next time I'm just going to shut up. Yeah, so there's our cover. Hope you enjoy. I'll share it widely over the weekend, but we wanted you all to be the first to see it.
Yay!
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
Peace. Fun fact, Rusa, Constantina's friend, is named after the Rusalka.
Oh my God, that's what we call her.
Oh.
So Sam and I always come up with names. Okay, well, we try to come up with names, but our first cover, her name is Dusa because I'm an idiot. And then the second cover is Rusa because I'm also dumb. So that's like our theme. And then we haven't completely decided on the other volume cover yet, but I'm hoping to continue that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Rusa. Who knows?
Rusa.
Give power over anything.
Okay, so Paul from the Discord asks, what aspects of your characters do you want to explore in season 2? That's a little different from like what you wish you had seen in season 1 and would like to do more. So what aspects, like now that your characters have developed more, what do you want to explore?
Well, I'm personally just really interested in how all the stuff that happened at the end of season 1 is going to shake up relationships in season 2. Like Mercy and Vasily still really haven't had a chance to talk about what happened. Mercy hasn't even found out that Vasily's the one who has turned Constantina into a lycanthrope, which I'm sure is going to be its whole own thing. I mentioned it in the Discord, but I feel like at the end of the last episode, when we're in our boss battle, Mercy is very like avatar of the storm at that moment. And as the mists rise up, I feel like all of the wind and her glowing eyes all die down. And she's just like turning and staring at Vasily terrified, but also probably for the first time realizing that Jackalware is Constantina. And something has happened and changed since Vasily and Constantina were alone. So that's all hitting her right as the mists are about to transport her. So I just want to, I love all the like the inter-character stuff.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Anyone else?
I love the idea of like Mercy having this like really like sad, beautiful look on her face, and then Vasily like
Yes. Just like standing in front of Constantina, like you can't see.
Shipwrecked. Anybody else?
I'm excited. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. I know I was mean and then I interrupted you, so I'm just a jerk.
That's okay. I'm used to it at this point.
Oh my god.
God.
Go ahead.
I did a yell once at Kayla and she'll never let me forget it.
That's because she's a crybaby.
It's true.
I love Kayla so much, and she's like one of my favorite people of all time. So yeah. I am excited to delve more into learning more about healing. Constantina had a bit of not a class change because she's still a bard, but she kind of switched her focus from College of Whispers to College of Lore, in part because she wanted to take some cleric abilities. And I was actually really considering multi-classing into cleric, because it's just kind of another way for her to affect a positive change on the world. So now that she's kind of like an oracle for Destiny, she's excited to explore like what that means and to hopefully build a skill set there versus the skill set that she thought that she needed to be like a political, activist. Now she kind of is pursuing a different skill set.
Very cool. Okay.
I have two things. I have like an internal thing and an external thing. The internal thing would be I'm interested to kind of the same thing Lisa said, see these issues reconcile. And in that way, it's going to be hard for Vasily because she's going to shift from really caring about and caring for Mercy in a I need to protect this investment way to I actually genuinely love this person and I don't actually feel that way about anyone ever. And so I feel like Mercy is probably going to be pissed at Vasily and she's going to be desperate to fix it. And that's going to be really interesting because now she actually cares and has feeling. And then the external thing that I'm excited to explore is the rest of the memories Vasily got back and where she came from and how she became who she is. And, I guess technically her last name, things like that just haven't come up. And she just now totally remembered with all of her memories coming back and becoming the artificer class and stuff.
And you will absolutely get to do that since season 2 places you all in the Sea of Sorrows, incredibly close to Lamordia.
You've alluded to it a couple times, I think, throughout season 1, but Mercy has a big part of her past tied to Lamortia as well.
Yep.
And I don't think she realizes that other members of the party do. So it's gonna be a thing, you guys.
Vasily knows that Mercy is from Lamortia.
Yeah. No, Mercy's talked to Vasily a whole bunch about
I mean, she knew before.
adventures that
Well,
but
question.
what?
Boy. Questions. POC and TTRPGs from Discord asks, will we be seeing the closet again? I believe that they are referring to I don't know if they're specifically referring to the actual closet or the mechanical apparatus that you saw in the mists.
Oh, I figured it was my closet.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Session 0.
Since I don't think we've seen it in the regular season.
Oh, I wonder if we'll ever return to Darkon.
I wonder.
Yeah, my house is probably falling apart more.
Well, life is a
More.
mystery.
I want to go back to Harmonia and see that it's been taken over by Vistani and life there is.
Oh yeah, I have an important question. Did we get the crown?
No.
Yeah, I wanted that crown so bad.
Because then how are the Vistani gonna leave?
Gosh, I don't know.
TK!
I guess they won't.
All this was for
I
nothing.
failed. I know.
Was it for nothing? You killed Radaga. You saved all those people.
Yeah, but isn't she gonna just come back?
No. She actually, canonically, no, she will not come back. So in the original Feast of Goblins module, Radaga is simply a placeholder for the real Dark Lord of Daglin, who is an ancestor of hers that is trapped inside of the crown. Sorry, spoilers for anybody who hasn't played Feast of Goblins. Now, whoever has the crown is the new Dark Lord.
Mm.
Because she was killed without one of you wearing the crown.
Yeah. Huh. Well, we failed.
I mean, I'm sure that's fine.
I'm sure
I mean,
it'll
is it a
be
failure? You
maybe Rusa got it. Or maybe Thaddeus got it. So
yeah, and now they're the Dark Lord.
Oh no, that
And now whoever has the crown is now trapped in that domain. They were brought into the domain when you were sent out of it.
interesting.
interesting.
Well, guess we'll
So technically, the people of Kartakas are free from that crown and influence because the crown is no longer in Kartakas.
see. Mm.
I mean, they can't leave because the crown wasn't keeping them there, and the thing that was keeping them there is still there. But
Well,
I mean, they're technically better off.
Thanks for trying to make us feel better. It's
I do what I can.
don't laugh.
Why do I have so many Kristoff questions?
I don't know. Maybe because
rid
he
of
became
that.
a very memorable character in our.
I regret it. He was supposed to be just a throwaway. Oh, Vargas also doesn't have the crown. Just FYI. Elzarla from the Discord says, what was your most emotional moment? I believe this is you as players or you as characters.
For me, definitely when we were being sucked into the finale's demi-plane, and Mercy, who was so mad at Vasily, thought that she was being separated from Vasily, and Vasily wouldn't know where Mercy went or anything. I was not expecting it at all, but I legitimately cried.
Yeah. My Mist's vision made me cry. So
Like, you didn't even hand me a knife for that. You just...
I did it.
You were like, no, I'll take care of this.
This would be cool if blah blah. And then I started saying it. I was like,
It's like, I'll take care of this myself.
Why couldn't I have just said, I saw a puppy? Like, why did I do this? So yeah, that I did cry. It was very emotional for me.
Okay. Anything for you, Ashley?
Yeah, gosh, I feel like there are definitely quite a few, especially toward the second half of the season. Yeah, I would also say my Miss Vision to me made me very like emotional. Like I didn't really know what I knew that we were going to have a conversation, but I didn't really know exactly like, I don't know. I kind of wanted Constantina like feelings to kind of just be whatever I was feeling at the moment. But some of like Constantina and I are not necessarily very similar, but she has some similar values to me. And so like talking about how she really needs something to fight for because she doesn't want to kind of succumb to darkness, like to me is kind of a loose metaphor for how I feel about like depression and anxiety. And so it was just like was kind of bringing up some of those things for me. And then I was like, oh God, like too real. But it was, so yeah, I feel like that moment was just, it was special to kind of have my story and like Constantina's story kind of converge a little bit. And actually I love moments in D&D like that. I had a lot of really meaningful moments like that when I played the Curse of Strahd campaign where I was like, I'm not quite sure if this is me right now or if this is my character. So in that way it was like emotional in like in a good way because I was able to kind of reflect on growth. But I think for Constantina, it was a big moment for her to be like, this feels less like anger and more just like different. So it just kind of being able to experience that and talk through that felt very kind of emotional.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, someone needs a hug.
I know.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, it was a very good section. I enjoyed that. It was nice. Okay. PSC and TTRPGs had a question for Vargas. How could you? I trusted you. I will answer that for Hadil. For Hadil, it was very difficult. She is not as good at keeping secrets as she pretends she is. For me, it was very easy. And I still have so much more that I cannot wait. Like I said, the cast doesn't have any secrets, but I don't count as casts, so it's fine. I have so much more. Good tea. Okay. PSC and TTRPG says, question for Constantina. Will you ever learn to not always trust a pretty face? I think she has.
I know. I trusted Vasily. He's very beautiful, and look where it led me. So, it's funny because she is kind of susceptible to beauty, and it's not like in a shallow way. She just thinks everyone she meets is like absolutely beautiful. And it is kind of a weird lesson to learn. And especially if they're fellow Vistana, like that is kind of, she is very trusting of people that she thinks might be on her side, whatever side that is. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm just like a sucker for cuties. So
like Pietro.
That
I know.
is
Oh my God.
incredibly adorable that that Constantina thinks everybody is beautiful. Like,
yeah,
I'm dead.
I love her.
I think that's a fun part of her character. I mean, I feel like, I'm not saying like, oh, Ashley's so cute too, but like, I do feel like that is, I just love, I don't know, I'm just a sucker for cute people, and I think all my friends are so beautiful, and I just like to gush over people. And so, but Constantina, like, she's way more trusting than I am. I definitely don't. Well, I don't know. I feel like you're very trusting, so we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like
called out in a second.
Sat next to you at a Starbucks, she'd be like, "Hey, let me tell you about my life story." Anyway.
Yeah, well, okay, that's probably true. Called out.
Okay, Alzarla, this one's a call-out post for Kayla. Why doesn't Vasily wear armor?
Because she just became a multi-class artificer wizard. So now she can get armor. So as soon as we get to a place where I can buy it, I'm going to be buying some armor.
Yeah.
Because
as the DM, part of the Mist's visions that Constantina and Vasily had was narrative and personal and character development. Part of it was a narrative explanation for a mechanical change in class. their memories that they realized in the first episode were returning from leaving Darkon are now completely returned to them, so they remember who they are, and also they've changed mechanically to reflect that. So now you know. She was always an artificer in her heart, I guess.
In my heart.
Okay, your pal DK says, who is your character's favorite guest? Character's favorite guest, not yours.
Oh. For characters, Mercy probably feels closest to Pandora. But she also she left before Pandora kind of revealed her whole backstory. So Mercy's also missing that whole side and is actually probably wondering where Pandora is and when she left.
Vasily didn't get to meet really Sybil or Thaddeus, I don't think. I think it was just kind of like, bah. And she didn't like the children very much. She probably liked Juniper, actually.
That makes
I
sense.
would say, but she didn't interact with Juniper very much. I think from a distance she appreciated her, but I think like the one that she felt closest with or liked the most based on interaction would be Pandora as well. Yeah, I think they kind of, because they had that moment where she was trying to make Mercy jealous, and
I love that moment.
So, I feel like I would say Pandora too, actually,
Okay.
for Vasily, for sure. I love Pandora too. But
And Constantina?
Probably Nikolai. I mean, I don't just say that because I think
Fair.
Jess was in the chat, but I love Nikolai, and Nikolai had like a really big impact on Constantina. I don't know. It's really hard. I feel like definitely Juniper and Yarrow. I don't know. Everyone she met totally has changed her in a major way, but probably Nikolai kicked that off for her big time.
Fair.
And he was
Nikolai
very
was
cute. Yeah, someone called me out. Also, he was hot. Yeah, he was hot. Okay?
you're welcome. I requested that I draw a character like Adam Driver, so you're welcome.
Okay.
It worked.
We have less than 5 minutes left, so I'm going to glance over these questions real quick. The bloomers questions.
We've been getting some on Twitch too. I don't know if you've looked through those.
Yeah, I have Twitch test questions at the bottom. Okay, somebody in Discord asked if Vargas is a trans man. I answered that in the Discord. My official stance on trans characters is that I will never hide a trans identity behind a narrative reveal, because our reveals in the show are for things that are something the character might or should be ashamed of, like killing and eating people. And I don't want to put a trans identity in that same mold. So if and when we have trans characters as guests, you will know in their introduction. You will know off the bat, because my Ravenloft is not a Ravenloft where they have to hide their identity. So that's just how that is. But no, Vargas is not a trans man. If he were, you would know. What are Vasily's kids' names from the Twitch?
I guess I'll say that. I won't say, well, the ones that you have met are Attempt 1 and Attempt 2? 3? So A1 and A3 for short?
Yeah, the first one was Attempt 3 and the second one was Attempt 1.
I guess I'll say that like it was gonna tell us anything, Vasily. Their names are numbers.
Their names are numbers, and if she goes down the list, you'll know how many there are.
Yeah, so I'm not going to. I was about to be like A1 through, but I was like, no. That's their name.
There are
Worried.
more than now that you know the first one you met was A3, you know it's more than 3 of them. How did Tales from the Mist start? This is our last question before we go into final plugs. What was the inspiration behind the game?
Well, I really, 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 really like Ravenloft. And TK messaged me one day and was like, would you want to do like a Ravenloft game sometime? And I was like, yes, let's make it a show. Let's do it on the D&D network and let's do it with all our friends. So we roped Kayla in, and then I knew Ashley from something she wrote for Behold Her podcast that Ravenloft was really important to Ashley. So we snagged Ashley, and then Hadil was supposed to be a guest, but we just wanted to play with Hadil all the time. So Hadil became a core cast member too. I like Ravenloft so much.
Yep. And after that, Hadil was supposed to be our main rotator, which means that she would stay until her character died, and then she would just make a new character and come back. But then we were like, oh, well, Hadil, we like Hadil, and Hadil's funny, and Hadil should be core cast. So we ended up with 4 people in our core cast, and now we just have regular rotators that go out every 4 episodes. Good times. I think that's all the questions that we have for today. It's not all the questions we have, like, seriously, but it's all the time we have. Yay! So,
The internet is funky.
all right, let's go around and do plugs. I want to start with Lisa, since you're at the front of the line.
Ooh, I am Lisa Chen. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at MercifulDM. I'm the community manager of Dungeon Masters Guild, the Adventurers League, and also a social media manager for D&D at Wizards right now. If you like D&D stuff, follow me and say hi.
Yay! Kayla, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Kayla, and I draw things, and you can find me on the internet at KAYNCLI or KaylaKlein.com. And I do clothes with Holly Conrad called Trash Witch Coven, and we also do Spooky Saturday, which we did just before this, and you can watch the VOD of now. It's about Baba Yaga. It's really cool. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, other than that, I draw a lot. Email me and hire me.
Ashley, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ashley Warren. I am the founder and producer of the Uncaged anthology. You can get the beautiful hardcover of Volume 1 on DM's Guild. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated. It's been absolutely amazing. We've met our first goal, and so now we have a new.
Crushed it!
It's just, I don't know. I can't. It just really means so much to me and everyone involved in this. And yeah, you can find everything that I do at ashleywarrenwrites.com or on Twitter, AshleyNHWarren. And yeah, let's connect.
Yay! And I am TK. I write spooky stories on the internet. It's me. It's TK. Go to my website, tkjwrites.com. That's what it is. I know my website. I'm an adult. I write for a living. Join me on Twitter. TK joins the fray. It's great. Or, hang out on Twitch with me. I live here. I literally live here. This is my home.
Yep.
Everything behind me is just a poster. It's just a poster of us. I really live at Twitch. I don't.
TK was a hologram all along.
I was the hologram we met along the way. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. We have like 4 minutes left. So somebody, and I believe this was your husband, Ashley, asked if we can get an after show for each episode. This is fun.
Yeah, like talking mists. Mist talkers?
Oh.
Mist talkers.
Mist talkers!
Oh my God,
Mist talkers! Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be fun. Season
Yeah,
2?
I mean, I don't hate the idea. It can't be on the D&D channel. It would have to be on like one of our personal channels probably, just like the other shows do. Yeah, why not? # Mist talkers. I don't hate it.
You guys, yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate it, so.
Yeah.
Good idea, hubby. I love
If
you.
you enjoyed listening to us talk about our characters, but haven't been following the show yet, you can follow us on Twitter at MissTalesDND. Our pinned tweet is a link to join our Discord, which is terrible. Don't join it. It's full of puns. It's awful. Oh yeah, on voidmerch.net, we've got awesome Mistwalker merch. You can get on these lovely shirts, but also notebooks and blankets and stickers and all sorts of things. things. Super great. And talesfromthemist.com is our website where you can learn more about the cast, check out our character sheets, watch all the past videos. We're also working with Celeste Conowitch of Venture Maidens to turn season 1 and future seasons into a podcast, which we will link to on our website and also post about in all those various places. And if you hadn't heard, we are coming back for a season 2 in August. In addition to being at D&D Live 2019 in May. So we look forward to seeing you all there.
Yay!
In costume.
Yes, in costume. And guess who's going to be a drow in costume? I guess that's kind of a thing. It's not me. It's a deal. Yes.
I didn't even think about that. Cool.
Yes. Vargas will be a drow at the summer stream.
Oh
So will all of us just be sitting there like, hey,
Who's this?
who are
That's
you?
100% up to you guys. Yeah, Hadil's buying body paint, and that's it. All right, we gotta go, everybody.
All right. Bye, everyone.
We'll see you in the mist.
Keep well. But also watch Uncaged Live.